Hello, everyone, and welcome to my happy place. I hope it becomes yours as well. Today, we're going to try to work on just some little flower cards using a stencil. I did cut the stencil with a Cricut, and I just kind of designed the pattern in design space, and then I separated it. I separated the middles of the flower. And actually, I was thinking about this the last time I used this stencil, but I need to mark the top of it. Let me get this marker real quick. I do need to mark, I think it would just make it easier if I said this was the top, and if I said this is the top. That way, when I'm going to align them, it just makes it a little bit easier than having to, figure out which way it goes. So I'm just going to lay this on here. And I think we're going to do some pink ones, some pink little flowers. So let's find the pink ink here. Let's get this. And let's just get some ink on our glass mat here. And see how this works here. Kind of just get some on here. Using Cricut Design Space to make your own stencils, the possibilities are kind of endless, right? And I just kind of wanted to see if this would work, because, gosh, then I can do pretty much anything I want, right? For a background or, whatever I'm looking at here. I wish I would have made it when I was cutting it. I should have made it a little bit bigger so that it completely covered the edges of the card and so that it would stick to the mat on its own. I wish I would have done that. But other than that, I think it turned out pretty good. Here, I'm just kind of trying to keep it lined up. I really like creating my own background. I like the kind of artistic freedom it gives me. I do have a graphics design background. I went to school for it many, many, many years ago. many, many moons ago. I did not really stay in that field because it changed so much from when I went to school. Then computers, were just kind of starting to come out, and I learned how to do things kind of the old school by hand way, and so many of those things were replaced by computers and being able to use those. So the way I learned it kind of became obsolete real quick. And so yeah, but I still do have the design aspect of that background, and I think that kind of helps me a little bit with cards and things. And I think that's part of why I love it. Now look at that. Isn't that pretty? That turned out so good. I like it. Love it. Okay. Let's get our little rag here and get this pink ink off. here. It's nice about the glass mat, it just wipes right off. And let's get our yellow. Where's the yellow? Here we go. And get that on here. Let me see this okay. And let's line that up. Now we know where our top is because we marked it. I'm just going to line that on there and go over these middles here. And you know, we could have left it. We could have left it, not even done the middles. You know, that would have been just fine. And the first time I did this, I was a little bit worried because I was worried the pink and the yellow would combine and make this, you know, kind of weird color for the middle, but it really doesn't. And so, you know, that's why I'm not really worried about that this time, because I have used this stencil before. I did use it when I was stenciling. I think I used it in a video when I was showing you how to stencil, like, you know, cut out letters. We need just a little bit more ink because I can feel that that's drying up there. All right. And so I know that when it combines, it'll be fine. But, you know, if you're worried, you might want to try it just, you know, on a scrap piece of paper or something. So that, see how pretty it turned out. It looks great, right? Yes, it looks very good. It turned out good. Let's just wipe this off of here so we don't get it on anything else. Stick that back there. All right. Now we're going to lift this off of here. See, it's a really cool background, actually. We're going to remove this for a moment. Whoops. I might have moved you there. All right. I had also cut this same flower that I'd used for the stencil, but I made it bigger. And I cut it out of the Cricut as well. And we're just going to kind of glue it together, but I did replace the middle part of it with a smiley face because I thought that would be kind of cute. And you know, I have a teenage daughter, so I thought that would be kind of cool. Kind of a cuter card. Maybe she can give to one of her friends or something. Here. And so these are going to go, these are the petals of the card here. We're just going to kind of put these down. I do use my Cricut a lot. I've been using it for many, many years, several years. I will say that when I first got it, I was a little bit intimidated by it, but it's one of those things that the more you use it, the easier it becomes. You just have to kind of learn by doing, trial and error. You know, it is a great machine. It has a lot of, you know, possibilities with its use. I know everybody can't afford one. That's why I try to sometimes figure out ways to do things a little bit differently without using it. Like this project, you know, you can buy stencils, certainly online. You can make your own by cutting, you know, a piece of stenciling paper. You know, where there's a will, there's a way, for sure. If you don't have certain machines, you can still find ways to do things. And if you ever see a project I have that you're like, oh, I really like that, but I don't have this, you know, I could, you know, message me. I could always help you try to figure out another way to accomplish that project without the particular thing that I used. See this flower? It's so cute. It's really cute. And I'm just going to kind of work this a little bit. I want to kind of give it a little bit of life and just kind of roll the ends up a little bit there, because I want to put it on my card right here. See how cute that is with that background? I thought it was really cute. And I think it needs like a little sentiment, like smile or something. Let's see what we can find. I think we could use this friend's one here, because it's got a little flower for the top of it. So let's use that. And let me grab a piece of scrap here that I can put this on. That one's better. Okay. Let me get my rag to get this on. There we go. I'd also like some feedback from you all. I know in some of my videos I do fast forward things a little bit, and I really do that just in areas where, you know, I'm not really teaching you anything or not trying to show you anything. Teaching is not the right word. I am not really a teacher. I'm just showing you how I do things. I'm not an expert or anything like that. I'm just a crafter and trying to share ideas that I've seen or that I've come up with. So, but, you know, I do tend to fast forward through some things. If there's anything that you guys are like, hey, you know, I want you, I need you to slow down on that, or can you show us that again? I'd be more than happy to do that for sure. And that's friends, and we need to, let's get a piece of yellow here to frame that out. Just make it stick out a little bit. I'm still loving my new glue gun thing here, folks. Still loving it. One of the best things, one of the best investments I've made, for sure. You know, I'm on a fixed budget, so I try to be very careful about what I do purchase. My Amazon cart is always full, but the items that get purchased are sometimes get put to the side for a while. I have to think on them for a minute and decide, do I really need that? Do I really want that? So let's just we're going to put a couple humpers here in the middle. So, I think everybody, I watch a lot of YouTubes and everybody does, their thing differently. And I think that's cool and that's what makes them unique. And that's what makes you watch them, right? It's just kind of, people sharing, and learning from each other. I've learned so many things from YouTube. It's not even funny. When I originally bought my home, I knew, it needed a lot of work. I bought it really cheap. I didn't know how to do that stuff, but I learned. I learned for sure. You know what? I want to think about this for a second before I put that on there. Because I need to trim this down just a little bit. I kind of forgot a step because I was too busy blabbing my mouth and I forgot to trim this down a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're just going to trim a hair off of each side here. I got busy talking, running my mouth, and I forgot what I was doing. I usually have like a pretty good idea of what I think it'll look like or what I want it to look like. And this is going to have to be very slim here. All right. Very slim. All right. Let's see if we need to take any more off of it. I just want a slight frame. No, that's pretty good actually. All right. Slight frame. And let's try something that I haven't tried before. Let's take our pink back. Whoops, I forgot I took the sticky off of that. Where'd our pink go? Here we go. Let's just, instead of using a whole piece of pink paper, why don't we just go around the edges here. And I might really like this look. This might be my new thing. And look, you don't waste as much paper that way either. And it still gives you like a border, right? Pretty cool. I'm liking this look a lot. Very cool. And you can make it as dark or as light as you want, right? Which is pretty neat. All right, let's look at that. Yes, see? And it kind of blends in with those. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's clean that up. See, sometimes things just work out. I had really no idea I was going to do that, but sometimes these ideas just pop into your head. My nail, I think, is torn. I think my nail is having a problem there. Okay, let's see. Just put some double-sided tape on the back of it so that I can stick it to the base. I do agree that there should be an easier way to do this than just eyeballing it, but unfortunately, we just gotta kind of eyeball it. There we go. Now we can put this on our little friend's sentiment and put it right here. Ah, isn't that just so cute? Just so cute. I'm so happy with it. And we could even put, let's see, I've got to have some kind of, a lot of floral stamps here. Let's see, could use this one here. Let's give this one a try. And I'm just going to use the pink. Excuse me. Ah. A little tickle in my throat there. And let's just put some pink on this. Here. And put it in the cards here. There we go. Very cute. Very cute. Give it a little bit of decoration. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's try a different one. So that's one card, one way to do it. I'm going to bring back our sticky mat. This is just a bead mat. I do use it upside down because the other side has a little bit of a texture on it. And so I would rather not have the texture. This time we are going to use yellow. We're going to do some yellow flowers. Yellow little daisies here. Just gonna pick up that ink and blend them in. You know, I know that I think there's a couple different types of people, right? There's people who have the need to be methodical about the way that they do things. And then there's people who can just take caution to the wind and, see where it goes, right? I would say I'm one of those people that's probably a bit more methodical. I kind of need to have some kind of a plan about how I'm doing things. And it's just, part of my character that I need to have an idea. Like I said, I usually have an idea in my head of how I think things should kind of go. Now, they don't always turn out that way, for sure. But, I kind of am able to look at things and kind of see what their possibilities are, right? And some people aren't like that. Some people, are able to take caution to the wind a little bit more, which is great. But I am not one of those people. I need kind of more of a plan and an idea of where I'm going here. Look, there goes the yellow. Love it. Love it, love it. Okay. I'm liking that yellow. Let's stick that one up. Get this off the glass mat. Wipe it off there. And we need to wipe this off a bit. When I'm done with these, I will run them under some water, but kind of wiping them off in between to get as much ink off as I can, as it usually works just fine. I won't say it dries because it doesn't really dry on these, but see how that most of the yellow is pretty much gone. And we're going to use orange for the centers of these, so I'm not as worried about it. This might take a little bit more because I've never primed this brush with the orange yet. This will be its first time. So it kind of needs to build that up a little bit. Let's see. Oh, it's coming through. You can see it. It's looking good. So we all have different ways, that we craft, and I think, everybody's ways are individual to them, and that's, just fine. That's what makes us all different. And, you might do things differently than I do, and I might do things differently than you do, but it doesn't make one right and the other wrong. It just makes them different, and it's okay to be different. Gosh, if people weren't different, if people were all the same, how boring would things be, right? Like, it would be so boring. I wouldn't want somebody exactly like me. I have 5 kids. Every one of them is very different from the other. None of them are like each other. They're all very different. And you'd think, they're siblings. They should be somewhat alike. Not really. Not really. They're all very different. But I think that's cool, right? That they're all, unique people and individuals, and they have different interests, and that's what makes the world go round. Look at this. Oh, that's so pretty. It's so happy. I need to use yellow more. Yellow is such a happy color. This is really strong. See how it just moved my glass mat? It is really strong, but it works great. Because, you know, as a crafter, you only have so many hands, right? I'm always looking for things to hold things because, you know, I'm only one person here. I can only hold so many things. All right, this time we're going to trim this a little bit before we move forward. We're not going to forget to do that this time. So let me get my tiny little trimmer here. Whoops. The orange fell out of its little holder there. All right, so we're just going to trim it just a little bit. Just a smidgen off of each side. Just so we can have a little bit of a border. And there we go. Get rid of those. All right. So now we've got this. Let's do a little bit of housekeeping and clean that up. I had cut a bunch of flowers out with some dies that I had. And I thought we'd just I thought they'd look kind of pretty. You know, on the cards. These lighter ones are not going to stand out as much. But what if we did this? I don't know if I like that or not. We could do this. Wish I would have done these orange. I think we'll just do a couple. And had these little leaves too. Maybe we'll add those in. I almost feel like these need orange centers because these do. And so I have an idea. Let's see if we use a hole punch, just a regular one. If we like that. And I kind of do. We could do that. Or we could use let's see here. Because I don't think I have a punch that is this size. And I don't feel like getting things out and cutting one. Let's see. If we can fussy cut a circle out. I kind of like that better. I kind of like this better. Yep. Let's do another one here. Just found a lid, traced around it. I'm just fussy cutting it. It was about the right size, right? I got lucky with that. It's very hard to cut out really good circles, isn't it? I need to get some circle hole punches that are smaller. I have some bigger ones. I just need some smaller ones. Then I could have just punched one right out. But this will work just fine. See? Yes, definitely like that. Okay, definitely like that. Let's put that up. Get rid of that. Do some housekeeping here so we're not making a complete mess. Here. All right. And I want to use, I want to bring these up a little bit. Where is my, here. Let's just, use this to just bring these up a little bit. Give it some life, right? Give it some life. I like things that are dimensional, right? See? Look, there's such a difference. Look at that. See the difference? Just gave it some life. And yes, it'll probably get squashed down some when it gets put in the envelope, but it will pop back. It will pop back. See, look at that. So very cute. Let's just, that side seems, oh, there we go. There we go. See how it just brings it to life? Just rubbing it a little bit. Just working that paper just a little bit. Make it curl up. There we go. I'm loving it. You know, we could even like, I wonder if we could, let's give these some texture. Just to kind of, let's give them some polka dots. Just to kind of hide the fact that they're not perfect circles. It's gonna kind of trick you, right? So let's run it through the big shot here. All right. Looky there. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. Look. That looks cute. And see, now you can't tell that they're not perfect circles, and then I cut them out by hand, tracing something, right? Cute. All right, let's glue this onto here. In the middle here. And we're going to do the same with this. All right. And let's put this one here. You know what? I think we're just going to glue it because I think that the leaves sticking out give it enough dimension. The petals, I meant leaves. I was looking at the leaves thinking petals, but I said leaves, of course. Okay. And this one here. And then let's just slide these back underneath here. That one. Yellow is such a happy color. It just is. I think we've got a couple more of those leaves. Yeah, here we go. Let's use these two. Where do I want to put these? I want to do them. I think I want to do them there. Yeah, I do. Just adding another dimension to it, a little bit more color. And here we go. Let's see, a sentiment for this one. I'm not sure it needs one. I don't think it needs one. And we are going to do the same thing we did earlier. With the border. For sure. We could do orange. That might pick up the orange a little bit more. Let's try that. Let's use the orange again. Let's just put that on the edge here. I need to keep this still, I think. Look, I'm going to get it all over the back of the cupboard. Here we go. And like I said, you can make this as light or dark as you want, which is kind of, you know, cool. Plus, it's got the same effect. I'm sure somebody else thought of this. Just, I haven't seen it, and it just finally occurred to me. So, bravo to whoever figured it out. Just sometimes takes me a little longer to figure things out. Very cool. See, yeah, I like the orange. It just gives it kind of a little bit more depth, right? Yeah. Very cute. Very cute. I still am thinking about doing junk journals, ladies. I've been watching some videos, kind of looking into them, trying to understand them. You know, I think the interesting thing about them is that there's not a ton of rules. Although I appreciate rules, when it comes to art, I'm not really into following them or crafting. You know, I kind of like to do my own thing. And plus, I think when things don't have a lot of rules, that they fit more people, right? I had somebody comment when I was talking about it in my live. Somebody put in the comments that they, you know, think junk journals are really cool, but they're not, you know, they don't understand why they don't have a lot of room to be written in because there's so much stuff you put in them, right? But I really think that just really depends on you, right? If you don't want to put a lot of stuff in them, you don't have to, because it's your junk journal. Maybe you just want to put stuff along the edge so that it leaves you room to write, right? You know, I think that they lend to all kinds of possibilities and styles, right? You can make it a romantic one. You can make a farm one. You can make a grunge one. You could make a frilly one. I mean, whatever you like, that's what you can make. And I just think they're really cool. And, you know, for a long time, I was really into doing family tree research for many, many years, actually. And I have all this stuff, right? I have all these documents and pictures and papers. And, you know, I have them like in binders, but I think a junk journal might tell the story a little bit better, right? That I could put them in the journal so that it would, you know, somebody could flip through it and kind of see, oh, this is what this family or this person, this is what they were about. I think it might be interesting to people a little bit more than just looking through a binder of a bunch of names and numbers. And because, like, the whole reason I did family tree research was to get to know where my family came from, right? I think it's important to know as much about, you know, where you came from as possible, because that makes you part, you know, it's part of who you are. It's in your DNA. So, you know, I did a lot of research, and I got back very, very, very far in the family tree. I think I have over 5,000 family members' names, and in the family tree that I've like done legitimate research on, that I have documentation for. So I think it, you know, it's important to tell their stories, and some of them are really, really cool, right? So I'm kind of thinking about going that route a little bit with one of my junk journals, right? Because it's not really a scrapbook. Although a junk journal could be kind of a scrapbook, I think it's just a different type, right? Because of what you use and how you put it together. That's what makes it a junk journal, right? It's not in some, you know, 12 by 12 album that you're, you know, putting things in. I feel like kind of it's more intimate in a way. So, anyways, that's my thought on it. And I'd love to know what your thoughts are on it. And, oops, I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm so used to doing that I don't know. See, I get blabbing and talking, and I lose my mind. I forget what I am talking about. That is for sure. I forget what I'm doing. I lose my mind. That is for sure. Sometimes it's like, squirrel? My kids will say that, you know, my mind tends to go from here to there to there to here pretty quickly. I'll be talking about one thing and then be talking about another thing, and then I'll forget what I was talking about to begin with. And we're just going to add some flowers to the insides of these because I liked that before and I thought it was cute, and I like to decorate the insides. So, and look, we have all these other flowers. You could do it in pink, you could do it in purples. You know, I happened to find these dies that I had for these that cut these out. If you don't have a die and you have a Cricut, I'm sure there are flowers like this in Design Space that you could use. If you don't have that, you could trace some and cut some out yourself. Maybe you've got a stamp that's a flower. You could use that and then fussy cut around it. You know, the possibilities are kind of endless. I'm just trying to give you kind of the idea, maybe get you inspired a little bit. And these are pretty happy cards, right? I mean, look at that. If you got that, if somebody gave me a card like that, I would be happy. It would make me happy. So I think they are just kind of like little bright, happy cards. Cute. For sure. And we need more cute and happy in this world. That is for sure. Cute and happy. So, I think we're done here. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching Happy Place Crafting. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It means a whole lot.